Hello to our class 11 students, and we are doing lesson number 4, types of economies. Right, so before this we have done developing and underdeveloped economy, and today we'll be doing capitalist economy. Right, we'll be doing the properties of capitalist economy, features of capitalist economy, and merits of capital economy. So capitalist economy. Basically, what is a capitalist economy? Capitalist economy is that economy where the private sector plays a very dominating role. Here, all the decisions regarding production, distribution, allocation of resources is taken by the private entrepreneurs, and all the property belongs to the private entrepreneurs, and the government does not have much role to play in the economic problems of an economy. Right? So, as far as the definition is concerned, a capitalist economy is an economy in which productive resources is an economy in which productive resources are owned by private individuals, are owned by private individuals right. So here what is happening? Here the all the private resources are owned by private individuals, and they use them to earn profit. They use them to earn profit, and the state intervention is minimum. And in such economy, the state intervention minimum. So what is happening here is this: in such an economy, the resources, the productive resources, or you can say the factors of production, the resources means are owned by the private sector. They use them the way they want. They use them to earn profit. They don't think much of public welfare, and the role of the government is minimum. राइट सो ये इस तरह की इकोनॉमी होती है जहाँ पे जितने भी प्रोडक्शन की चीज़ें होती है वो प्राइवेट लोग हैंडल करते हैं, और क्या बनेगा, क्या प्रोडक्शन होगा, किस चीज़ का प्रोडक्शन होगा, कैसे प्रोडक्शन होगा, ये सारी चीज़ें कौन डिसाइड करता है? ये सारी चीज़ें प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स डिसाइड करते हैं. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू रीड अबाउट द फीचर्स ऑफ सच इकोनॉमी. सो द फीचर्स ऑफ सच इकोनॉमी आर, first of all, this economy is also known as free economy, and this economy is also known as laissez-faire economy. L-A-I-S-S-E-Z. L-A-I-S-S-E-Z. ठीक है, ये इकोनॉमी, इसका laissez-faire इकोनॉमी भी कहते हैं इसको, F-A-I-R-E, और फ्री इकोनॉमी भी कहते हैं, कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी भी कहते हैं. तो वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट द फीचर्स ऑफ सच इकोनॉमी. क्या खास बातें होती है ऐसी इकोनॉमी के, ये हम क्या करेंगे इस वीडियो में. वी आर गोइंग टू read about the features of capitalist economy. So the first feature of capitalist economy, जो पहला feature है, what is the first feature of capitalist economy? The first feature is private property. The first feature is private property. So what is happening here? Here the feature says that the resources, all the private resources, all the productive resources, they belong to private sector, right? They, whatever the way they want to use them, they can use it. Whatever strategy they have, they can put it and use. The fundamental feature of the capitalist economy is that productive forces like land, factory, mines, machinery, ये सब private की है. Private property is the very essence of the capitalist economy. ठीक है? This feature is the very essence, is the very essence of private economy. और कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी, अगर यहाँ पे प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी की बात ना करें तो उसके मतलब कैपिटलिज्म पढ़ ही नहीं रहे हैं, right? Private property is the very essence of capitalist economy. Private property means that individual owners of the productive forces have the right to acquire, possess, use and sell property and productive forces. This means that the owners of the productive resources take important decisions such as what to produce, for whom to produce, and how to produce. All the economic decisions, all the important economic decisions are taken up by whom? By the private producers. So this is the very first feature, and this is the very essence of the capitalism. Right? Now, ownership of the private property is subject to various restrictions imposed by the government. Wherever in every country, the government also owns a lot of productive forces. So if you say that the government has the minimum role to play here, so it is not going to be all true, but yeah, the government has a minimum interference in such an economy, though it has a major role to play, but the interference is going to be what? The interference is going to be minimal, right? The second important feature is right of inheritance. RIGHT, right of what? Right of inheritance. Now what happens here is this, inheritance means whatever the property a person belongs, later on when on the death of that person, the property will move on to his heir or his son or daughter. That means the property of one person automatically shifts to his child. Right? This is the property. This is what right of inheritance. The right of inheritance is an essential corollary of private ownership. The right of inheritance means that the property owned by an individual can be legally passed on to his heir, that is his daughter or his son, right? So this is the second feature. The third feature is freedom of enterprise and occupation. Freedom of enterprise and occupation. So in such an economy, one of the very important feature is this, that all the private people have freedom to take up any profession, take up any work they want to do. If some person wants to become a doctor, he can go for it. If some person wants to do a business of anything, he can go for it. There is no restriction as on the choice of what he wants to do. Right? So freedom of enterprise and occupation is an essential feature of capitalism. Freedom of enterprise means that the private enterprise are free to use productive resources as they want. So when I say that the freedom of occupation means whatever he want to do, he can do. He can use the resources the way he want. वो resources को जिसके production में लगा सकता है, वो लगाना चाहता है, लगा सकता है. Freedom of occupation implies that individuals are free to choose an occupation of their choice according to the education, talent, ability, skills and them. Okay? So they can produce whatever they want to produce and they can do whatever they want to do with the resources. Next is your freedom of choice for consumer. Freedom of choice for consumer. Now here what happens? Here in such an economy, the consumer is taken as a king. All the production, the possibilities of production, the type of production moves around the consumer only. Means the production is going to be consumer oriented. Whatever the consumer wants is produced. Whatever the consumer wants, the feature in the product is given to the producer. The consumer is taken as the king of the market. There is a freedom of choice for the consumer in a capitalist economy. Consumer are free to buy. Whatever the consumer interested in buying, they can buy it. Whatever the consumer want to pay for it, they can pay. Consumer are free to buy, consume goods and services of their choice. They are free to spend their income on whatever goods and services they want to buy. So whatever income they have, they want to spend on whatever product, they can do it. It is the choice and preference of the consumer that determines the nature and quantity of the good which the producer is going to produce. Right? So all the production also is consumer oriented. Whatever the consumer wants product, it has to be produced in the market, and the producers produce only those products which consumer wants. Right? Next is price mechanism. So Price mechanism or the market mechanism is the essence of capitalist economy. Price mechanism is the process through which the prices of goods and services are decided. So in a capitalist economy, here the prices are decided by the free forces of market demand and supply. So free forces of market demand and supply plays a very important role, right? So here the determination of price is done by the free forces of market demand and supply. Prices indicate consumers' choice and preference. Price mechanism is the fundamental to the operations of capitalist economy. It is the price mechanism which determines how the available productive resources are used for the production of different types of goods and services. This price mechanism plays an important role in organizing the production, right? In organizing what? In organizing the production. So these are the 5 features, and we'll move on to the 6th one. So 6th feature is a competition. So competition, here in this kind of economy, the competition is to a great extent. You have a cutthroat competition out here. A high degree of competition can be seen. A capitalist economy is characterized by existence of competition. Competition means rivalry between the participants in the market. In a capitalist economy, there exists a high degree of competition. So in this, you have a what? High degree of competition. And here the producers, they spend a lot of money on advertising in order to compete with the other rival. There exists a high degree of competition both in the product market and the factor market. The product market, producers compete with each other in order to sell goods and services. Similarly, in the factor markets, the resource owners, the producers tries to purchase the maximum resources at the minimum prices, or the maximum factor services at minimum prices. Competition is one of the vital pillar of capitalism. So competition के बारे में बात आती है तो ये बहुत ही important pillar हो जाता है, बहुत important चीज है. Competition tends to promote economic efficiency. All the producers, they because of the competition only, they work hard and they try to allocate the resources in the best possible manner with the minimum wastage and maximum optimal utilization. So the competition is the basic pillar and the very important thing in the capitalism. Under competitive conditions, only efficient firms survives. Here the survival of the best is there, the survival of the fittest is there. So the people, those who are working hard, those who are competing in the best manner, in the best transparent manner, they exist, they stay in the field, and rest are thrown out of the field. Similar competition in the factor market, such as labor market, ensures that the factor services like labor gives their best performance. So as to stay in the field, right? The next is a profit motive. 7th is here. Profit motive. Profit motive is an integral part of capitalist economy. If you just talk about profit motive, without profit, no production is being done. So everybody, all the producers in the capitalist economy are doing production or are involved in economic activities just due to profit. If there is no profit, there is no economic activity. Why to call it economic activity if there is no money, no profit? So everybody in the capitalist economy they are greatly indulged in profit making. They want to minimize their cost to the best, and they want to optimize their profit, right? It motivates the producers to undertake production. Higher the risk, higher the profit is going to be. So the producers, they are encouraged to take higher profits higher risk in order to get higher profits. It motivates the producer to undertake production. Allocation of resources is determined by the profit motives. Producer would produce more of those goods in production of which they are able to earn more profit. Profit motive leads to efficient allocation of resources as well. So as everybody wants to earn maximum profit in capitalism, so they try to allocate the resources in the best possible manner so as to get maximum profit out of it. If the profit is not there, which is the lifeblood of the capitalism, there will be no existence of capitalism. Capitalism is what baseless. Next is your self-interest. 8th is your self-interest. So here all the producer, all the entrepreneurs, they think about their maximum profit part, and they don't think about much of the welfare of the people. A capitalist economy is characterized by the motivation of self-interest. Each individual is guided by the self-interest. They want to earn maximum profit with the minimum cost because they have self-interest in it. For instance, the producer aims at maximum profit. Similarly, the labor tries to get higher wages and less work. Same way, not only the producers are thinking of the higher profits and at less cost, but also the laborers, they want to earn more and more at minimum labor. Same way, self-interest is the most important motivating force in capitalist economy. It works as an invisible hand which keep on rotating the whole capitalism thing. So whole capitalism thing keeps on moving just because of this self-interest thing, which means actually the profit motive. So everybody is here to earn profit. There is a high degree of competition, right? So there is a high degree of competition due to which the profit motive things, due to this profit motive thing, right? So this can be interrelated also. So this keeps the capitalism takes place because of this important part only. The next is your minimum government interference. Ninth is your minimum government interference. So what is minimum government interference? This is the last feature of capitalism, and this means that the role of the government to play here is minimum, because all the resources are in the hands of private entrepreneurs. They can use it if they want, they can produce whatever they want to produce, they can they have a choice of enterprise and choice of occupation. So here the government has the minimum role to play. That it does not mean that the government do not own any private productive resources. They do own the productive resources, but the major part of the productive resources are owned by the private entrepreneurs, and they decide what are they going to produce and how they are going to produce it. So in a capitalist economy, there is least interference of the government in economic activity and in working of market forces. Consumer and producers are by and large free to take their independent decision. This capitalist economy is a laissez-faire economy. Producers are free to take their decisions, and the consumers also free to make their choices. So that's why there is minimum interference of the government. So there are basically 9 features. So we'll discuss from the 6th feature. The 6th feature says competition. So there is a high degree of what? Competition in a private economy. Competition is on a pillar of capitalism. Competition tends to promote economic efficiency. Competition ensures that goods and services are produced at the lowest possible cost of production under competitive condition. Only efficient firms survives, and the firms, those who are not working efficiently, those who are not using their resources perfectly or in the best possible manner, are thrown out of the field. The next is the profit motive. Every firm here in the capitalist economy have the profit motive. They are doing all economic activity just because of profit only. They are doing production, distribution, all these things because of profit only, right? So these are the things. And next one is the self-interest. Self-interest and profit motive can be integrated together. So if we just talk about self-motive, that I means profit, their first objective or first motive is to earn profit only. They are working for themselves. They are not working for society or for their welfare. Yeah, of course they are making the goods and services available to the society, but the basic motive is to produce maximum profit, to earn maximum profit out of these consumers. Next is your minimum government control. So the government interference is going to be what? Minimum, because all the productive resources are owned by the private entrepreneurs. So they use it the way they want. So the government has the least control over the people. Though the government have other types of activities to do, but as far as production is concerned, distribution or economic activities are concerned, they are handled by the private entrepreneurs in a capitalist economy. And one of other feature was private property. This is one of the major feature in which all the productive resources are owned by the private entrepreneurs. Another one was the inheritance part. So the property is goes to the heir of the person when he dies. Freedom of enterprise and occupation was also there. Here in the capitalist economy, all the people, they are free to do whatever the production they want, and they can to go for any occupation they want. So these were what the features of capitalist economy. So in this class today we have learnt about capitalism and capitalist economy, and rest we'll do in the next class. Till then, take care of yourself, stay at home, stay healthy.